Hello, Scorpio, and welcome to Embrace the Moon Tarot and your April 2018 reading. So as I was shuffling the cards, the general energy that I was tapping into was meh. That's all I could think of. Meh. So whatever is going on right now that you're experiencing towards the beginning of April, that may or may not have drawn you to watch this video, I feel the best summary is meh. You're just feeling a bit lackluster in general. So I want to start at the center. I'm going with my usual cards setup, which is mind, body, emotional, and spirit or fire, present energy, strength, and potential obstacle. And I keep waffling back and forth. I'm not sure if I want to start with the present or on the mind. They may or may not be connected, but let me start in the NC because I'm going to go with the present condition. And the present energy I have right now is Daughter of Pentacles. And so I feel that there is some things that have taken root, and I feel this is extremely linked directly to finances. And I think this is where the myth is coming in, because I feel that there is kind of a very distinct polarized experience that you're going through, because the more I look at this card, I feel like on one hand things are going good, on another hand things are going not so good. So which is why I was going back and forth between the two of these, and I'm getting a very good clear picture the more I talk. So presently, as you enter into the month of April, we have things are taking root financially. There is something that has happened within the actual financial money aspects of your life that feels finally kind of taken root, come together, and you're starting to see what you've been wanting to see, whatever it is. And I don't feel that it's a change. Like usually when we think of change, like finally there's been a flip that's switched, or a switch that's flipped, or something along that line. As much as things are finally growing, like there's been some attention, things have been a lot of energy has been put into something, and now the investments are really taking root. You can see those seeds really starting to sprout some roots, and you know that they're going to start bursting forth and bringing you the rewards that you've been desiring. It's all good thing. Like it's not that it's in full fruition yet, but you can see where this is going to be taking you, which is nice. It's great. There's great happiness because you can see what it is now, and you see all the potential it's going to become. It's almost like you can see it surrounded with the energy of the abundance it's going to be in the near future, even though it's not there yet. So that's quite exciting. Unfortunately, along with it, I feel very presently, we have the Two of Cups in reverse is in the mental, and I feel that there's someone in the emotional aspect, something regarding a relationship has kind of been not where you wanted it to be. The connection's not there. Either the connection was never fully garnered, or the connection was lost. And so this is heavy on your mind. So it's really hard to celebrate the seeds that have taken root and the potential where you already can see it's going. It's almost like you psychically know this is going to become something. But it's so hard to celebrate that because this disconnection has its own entity that's kind of taking up space in your mind. It's taking up headspace. And so you want to celebrate, but at the same time, you're just so full of focus on this disconnect mentally. And so at the beginning of the month, very, very heavily, those first, I'm not getting a date, I'm not getting a time frame. So it's just very much the beginning of the month is all I'm getting. So very much the beginning of the month, this is very heavy. I will say, that being said, as far as the rewards that you feel that Daughter of Pentacles is going to garner is actually true. What you see that is going to become, like I said when I started to talk about that, you see how it already is physically presenting, which is the beginning of the growth, but it's almost like you could see the energy field around it and what it's going to become. And it's actually true. You will start to see the dividends of that close to the end of the month. It'll continue to grow and grow and grow, and by the end of the month, not so much that it'll be completely fulfilled, but the abundance in return is going to be exciting. And it'll be everything that you have already kind of seen in foresight that it has the potential of being. So definitely, as far as the physical aspect, things are going to be coming together. Emotionally, however, we have the Five of Wands. still a bit of a chaos. So that meh feeling that you're having at the beginning of the month because you're torn between the connection that never was or that had been severed and the growth of the business, that's still going to be part of how you experience your emotional life through the month of April. And this is per person as far as what that chaos means. It's just not going to leave your headspace anytime soon. Your focus on it or the way that it seems to be able to create or drag you into focus, whether you want to focus on it or not, it's going to kind of become its own entity. I don't want to say that you can't stop thinking about it as much as it keeps presenting itself to you, if that makes sense. So it's not like you're obsessed about it and you won't let it go, because I feel like for the most part you'd like to move on, no matter how much emotionally you'd like to stay connected. It's kind of like you're emotionally invested, you're emotionally connected, you don't want to let go, but at the same time you know that it's the right thing to let go. So a part of you is actually really ready to let go, and you are trying to make the steps to kind of slowly cut the ties so that it doesn't have this impact on you. But somehow it's still, whatever it is, be it a person or situation, whatever it is that is tied to your emotions, still manages to somehow enter your life and make you kind of zero back in on the focus and kind of make itself known and bring itself back to the forefront, no matter how hard you've already managed to walk away. Does that make sense? So this is the struggle that you're going to be having throughout the month of April. And I would say just do what you need to do to keep yourself strong emotionally. Those that you know that knows the situation, be it just a situation or a specific person, surround yourself with those people so they can hopefully keep some of that chaos at bay and help to keep you strong to kind of, whenever that person or situation rises back into your life, presents itself in whatever way it does. Because I feel like it's kind of one thing that keeps coming across, and if this resonates with you, great. If it's not your exact scenario, but you understand how it can apply to you, take it for whatever it's worth. But it's kind of like having a connection with someone that you work with, and you realize it's not going to work out, so you sever those ties. Like, you know what, this isn't working. We can't be this sort of commitment. We can't have this sort of relationship. And so you break the ties, but you still have to see that person because you're working on a project together. So it creates its own conundrum. You've done the work for you personally, mentally and emotionally to be able to detach as much as you can, but you're in a situation where you can't actually just walk away completely. Another scenario would be if it is an actual relationship and you're separated, but you have kids together, and even though you're ready to move on and you've done what you needed to do mentally and emotionally to detach, you still have to see each other because you have kids together. And so you can't completely just walk away. It's not like you can move to the other side of town or the other side of the country. There's still an attachment, even though it's not your desired attachment. So whatever this is, I feel, and those are two very specific, and if they apply to you, great. If you feel that the message in itself applies and resonates, take it. If it doesn't apply to you, then take what applies and leave the rest. But anyway, relationship-wise, emotionally-wise, there's a bit of a disconnect. Either there was a connection that you thought was there and it wasn't, or there was a connection that was there and there's now a separation. And that's at the beginning of the month, and as you go through the month, there's still a connection that still kind of wreaks havoc on you emotionally. And it's not your fault in the sense that you're doing everything that you can within your power to keep yourself healed and strong emotionally, but it's still kind of creating its own wakes or waves or whatever. Overall, though, I feel like your soul is happy. So despite this juxtaposition of feeling financially that you are kind of getting everything together and emotionally you're feeling a bit not quite together, overall, you've connected with the happiness within your soul that makes you feel that even though you feel meh and a bit lackluster, deep down there's a happiness there, and it might not be shining the brightest sunshine on the clearest summer day. It's still there. So it's kind of like even when it's raining, you know the sun is still out there. You just can't see it. So you're experiencing days where the sun's shining brightly, as far as you deep inside your soul is concerned. And there's some days where maybe that chaos kind of enters and it's not shining quite as bright. But despite that, you know it's still there. You're still connected to that. So I'm getting that. And it's you. I feel that you recognize that at the beginning of the month, and it stays with you as you move through the month. And the more you move through the month, I feel like you recognize it more and more, and you kind of get a kinship with that. You kind of get a kinship with your soul and this happiness that you recognize deeper and deeper as you move through the month of April. Your strength is the Hierophant, and I've been, as soon as I laid this down, I've been so excited to pull this because I feel that there's a lot of high energy around this, and the Hierophant in this particular reading for you for the month of April really speaks of your inner shaman. So just really tapping into what you know. You already know everything that you need to know about your strengths, and just tap into that. That's the biggest thing. Just tap into that. Whatever it takes. If it means taking 5 minutes, sneaking into the bathroom at work and, breathing, whatever, doing breathing practices or whatever, or hiding under your desk, I wouldn't really recommend that. You might, I don't know what kind of job you have and if that's going to create a problem, but you know where I'm going with this. Even if it means just taking a few minutes to tap into the inner self and kind of connect with that inner self and do a couple breathing exercises so that you can kind of get that sunshine to come forth, so you can recognize everything that you are and you already know that you are, and the connection that you have always had, and the connections that have led you to the decisions that are bringing you to where you are. Because I feel like for the most part, this disconnect feels this emotional disconnect that you're experiencing, the shift that you're experiencing emotionally is actually healthy and good for you in the long run. And of course, obviously, the benefits and the growth that financially, those are always nice, right? Especially during these economic times. So, but you already have all the strength that you had to do this. It's still there. So even on the darkest days when it's cloudy and possibly raining and you can't see the sun, and so you need to take a 5-minute breather to kind of reconnect with the sun that you know is there, even when you don't see it, do that. That's what you're told to be doing. Your potential obstacle for the month is the 7 of Coins, and I feel like this is patience. This is just screaming patience. Patience to get to the point where you feel like whenever that connection that you can't completely sever right now, whenever you feel that kind of creating waves within your personal life, patience to recognize that eventually those waves won't feel as high. They won't feel as tumultuous. That chaos won't feel quite as chaotic. Because the more you connect with yourself, and knowing that inner sunshine's always there, day or night, cloudy, rain, shine, whatever the case may be, the more you connect that and strengthen that, the less impact you'll be whenever that chaos happens. It may still happen, but you won't notice it as much. You won't feel it as much. The energy and the vibrations of that won't be felt by you as much because you'll be strong in who you are enough that it just won't impact you in the same way. So patience or lack of patience is the obstacle. Time, knowing that time is not on your side. Not knowing that, feeling like that, because we, divine timing and all that stuff, you know how that goes. But just time, waiting to go from seeing things take root to seeing them actually come to fruition. Taking the time to connect with the inner self when all you really want to do is hide under your desk for 5 minutes, but you know that if your boss catches you, that's going to create a whole other emotional battle you're really not in a position to be handling right now. So just the timing is what's going to feel like such an obstacle as you move through this month, because for the most part it feels like you know that the end results are going to be good, but you just wish it was already at the end results. Just, tap into that inner self, the deeper connection with your higher self, your deity, spirit, however you want to say that inner shaman, most especially, that stronger version of yourself that has put you on the path to experience the beginning of this month and where it's taken you. And just knowing that the sun is always shining, day or night, even during cloudy days or rainy days, it's still there. It never left. It's always present. And that inner shine is you and who you are deep down inside and who's led you to where you're at now. Yeah, it's just take, and all of the events of April are going to help you to connect deeper. So as much as you may wish for April to be done so that hopefully you could be past what you're going through, I think you already know that a part of you knows that this is connecting you to a deeper part of yourself that you probably wouldn't connect with in quite the same way under any other circumstances. All right, I went ahead and shuffled, and I'm going to pull one more card for you to kind of wrap it all up. See what we kind of get for you. I am a spirit having a human experience, and I'm here to get closer to love. And I really feel that this is tapping into closer to love that you can give to yourself. Really connecting to that, recognizing the depth of love and what it provides, what it gives, what it offers. But not just when you consider loving other people. I mean, we often think about how much love gives people that we love. You know, whether it be our children or parents or grandparents, friends that we feel very closely connected to, we have a good definition and understanding and clarity of that love and what that means as far as how much it gives in energy and vibrations and healing and acceptance and embracing and strength. But we never really think of it quite the same way when we consider love and loving ourselves. And I feel that in this particular reading for you, this is really tapping into self-love. I am a spirit having a human experience, and I'm here to get closer to love. And I think that the month of April is really allowing you to connect to a way to love yourself like you have never considered in any other circumstances before. So, all right, Scorpio, that is all I have for you for the month of April. I do hope that you do have a great month really learning about love and how it resonates with you loving yourself and what it means for you as far as strength and what have you. I just wanted to let you know I do have personal readings available on Etsy, and I actually have subscriptions available on Patreon that start at $1 and work its way up. Feel free to check those out if you're interested, and if you're not, no big deal. Hopefully I'll still see you next month. Until then, I hope you have a fantastic April. If nothing else, make it a great one.